Hi, Kapun Piso here. Namaste. I'm going to talk today about how the brain needs dopamine and needs an anesthesia from the realities of life and the hardships, the awareness of its finality and death and old age. So he's always looking for dopamine and pleasure. And of course, he has to create God for that. And there is the sacred sex. And he uses psychotropic substances for that.
Sexual prowess of the divine.
Is rubbed with a mixture of watermelon and buffalo butter.
Yeah.
Mixed with the fruit.
Sacred sex in the Kama Sutra,
the
the
juice of
Hindu Kama Sutra.
and other herbs. A swelling lasting for 1 month will be produced.
If you're affected by a neurological disorder due to genetics, like a schizophrenia or temporal lobe epilepsy or something like that, then if you're an educated man, then you start believing in God without using the drugs. You have a problem. And that's what happened in all religions. But educated.
Kama Sutra is so outrageously frank about sex that some wonder, is it pornographic?
Yes, sacred sex,
It
people.
is really interesting that when
Sacred
people
sex.
think of the word Kama Sutra, they do think of it as a pornographic text.
It isn't.
Within the Indian context, the notion of sexuality, sensuality, and spirituality really come together in a way that simply has no parallel in the West.
Yes.
And I think that's
It's
one of the
religious.
reasons
Come on,
why
say it.
People really have a hard time.
Yeah, sacred sex is religious in nature. The Kama Sutra is a religious
this notion
text
of
dealing with
pornographic love.
sexuality.
Let's not forget that we create with our penis. And the ladies are the cave of creation. They accept the semen, the gift. And that's the reason we create. But we receive sacred orgasm in return. And the ancients, they had no idea. They loved the orgasm, but it was a gift from the gods. That's the reason all religions contain sacred sex.
And her lover mounts her like a bull. It is called the congress of a cow. In the same way can be carried the congress of a deer.
Yeah, and cows are sacred, people.
Of these different animals
Yes.
should be manifested by acting like them.
It's a sacred situation.
And the divine union begin for the ancients.
Yeah. The same. Oh, what a moron. This guy's a Hindu psychotic, Christ-psychotic, and all that rolling one.
But
Guy's an idiot.
pornography
You're creating all that with the brain.
is the dark
Deepak
expression
Chopra.
of that.
God, go see a neurologist.
Deepak Chopra is a classic example of a person that has a problem with the brain. Christophrenia or Islamophrenic. Because the man doesn't realize that he's creating everything with the brain. He has all these delusions. And he actually believes him. He's an educated. He has a PhD. Terrible. So he has really a big problem.
The faithful to the pleasures of sex,
Sacred
known
sex.
as Tantra. Tantrism was exotic, clandestine. Practitioners met in cremation grounds to engage in sexual activities.
See? Sacred
Tantra
sex.
was based on the belief that to unite sexually with a woman, to lose oneself in orgasmic sex, was to unite with the goddess.
Exactly.
Truly religious innovators or merely sexual explorers?
No, it's not that. It's
Talk
all
about
sex.
esoteric practices. It's a very difficult term to define, and I don't think anybody has defined it satisfactorily.
Tantras.
Syllables which are uttered, which are supposed to have sort of magical potency.
Yeah. It's all have to do with sex. There you go.
Ancient tantrists held that the human body has 7 centers of awareness, or a series of chakras. These focal points progress up the body and end at the Sahasrara, which is the chakra on the very top of the head.
Yeah.
Tantrists believed that they could direct the consciousness from the lowest center up through the highest by using the body as an instrument of enlightenment.
Now,
Exactly.
they believed that in the 7th century. A long time ago, they had no idea about biology. And this is like homeopathy today, which is nothing but water. People that believe in UFO abductions and conspiracy theories and all that retardation. And it's a psychosis. But they were ignorant. They didn't know, so that's acceptable. But believing in all that garbage today, and spiritualism, and the chakras, and the tantras, and the stuff in the back, and all the snakes, that is a psychosis, especially if a person is educated, like the Pat chakra. So we have to remember that. We create everything with the brain. There's no God. Everything with the brain. There's no God.
Farther away you get from God.
From God, yes.
In order to come close to God, you have to shed away.
No, we create God with our brains. Deepak.
Just like you
yes.
off the court,
Take some drugs and see where God is at.
Of life.
Sacred orgasm.
Practitioners attend seminars.
Happened in Egypt 5,000 years ago.
And speak of healing.
The Kama Sutra, Book 6, Chapter 2.
Forever enshrined in a profusion of sculptures which celebrate the tantric sexual union and the sexual positions of the Kama Sutra.
In a temple. Yes, it's sacred sex.
Can scholars explain the religious significance of so much erotic art?
The religious significance was an idiot. They have to be stupid.
Egypt, especially in Rome, in the temples, all sex was suggested by metaphors. Okay. This in Hindu temples, sex is sacred, but it's more graphic. That's the difference. They didn't care. They just represented it in the graphic nature. Leave nothing to the imagination.
Sacred sex.
Who were the builders of these confounding structures?
All the priests worship the penis and the vulva.
Were clustered here. And 1500 of the Common Era, they rise like wedding cakes of stone, profusely ornamented with every imaginable representation of human coition.
Sacred sex. What else?
Each position in the Kama Sutra finds expression in these stones.
Yeah. They are praying. They're having their religious experience.
Now, neuroscience proves that everything occurs in the brain. You know, all chemicals. No God. Here. Now, we got the religion today, Christianity from the Roman Empire. And with also all sacred sex. This, for instance, this phallus here is a representation, a symbol of the city of Pompeii. Brings good luck. Of course, if you are depressed, you have a problem, it's nice to have good sex. You know, do the prayers to the Lord Penis Christ, like I said, and you'll feel much better. It's healthy. This is what the Christ-psychosis don't understand. Now you can see the messenger of the gods, the god Mercury, with many phalluses, and of course a dream, and all the gods copulating. And this is the god Apollo with the snake, representing the penis, the health. Again, this is representing. Now check what the Christians did during the Renaissance. It is important to be able to connect the dots in various disciplines, remove tunnel vision, so you can understand that we create God with the brain. If you accept imaginary friends as reality, like all religious people do, you have a problem with your brain and suffer from a neurological disorder. Christianity is a vile, vile disorder. Look at this man here. So Christophrenics and deluded fools that believe in God stand no chance against the fact I present. I can crush them with reality and the facts. Pace de oro.